Hey guys, Rollout here with another Let's Build. Today we're going to be looking at the DHB cores for the 02 system from Sonokong. Now I got these for Chrome Raven Cyclone and Cobalt Saber Fire, even though pictured on the box we have Blazing Kaiser and the original Cobalt Saber from the first run of 02 system B-Daman. But they are completely compatible, and the Fire Spirits B-Daman did use these cores in the anime, an anime which I have still not seen. Sorry, I'm just not that interested in the second season. But anyway, we're going to open these up. I have, of course, both the blue version and the black version. But let's start with this one. Now, instead of just armor, of course, this is an entire core, so it's got hold parts and everything, I would imagine. Here's the fancy blue shield sight. And we open this up and take a look at it. Maybe. Just maybe. Ooh, nice and pristine. Looks pretty cool. 02 system. So we got that. We also have all of these in bags. You know what? I'm gonna get these bags out of the way. So as for the sprues, we have a blue one here, which is super interesting. You have this spring up top, and then you have a little opening with a piece of tape over it that has some smaller springs inside. That is really interesting and kind of cool. We also have a white sprue here, with the trigger and hold parts and such. And then in another bag, we just have some loose parts. We have some halves of, I guess, like a little trough on the back here, the little magazine section. And then we have pretty much the main portion of the core here as well in two parts. Then we have a sticker sheet and the instructions. But before we open those up, let's actually open up the black version as well. I'm not actually going to unbag the pieces. I just want to see if anything inside is laid out a little bit differently. So, we have this bag full of all of those loose parts, exactly the same as before. We have a red sprue instead of a white sprue. And this here, which is much the same with a little compartment with springs inside. We have a nice bright green shield sight. And then these stickers and instruction booklet, which I'm sure is, if not identical, pretty darn similar. So, take a look at these briefly. Yeah, seems pretty straightforward, but as you can see, just the head, arms, and legs attach, and it replaces the entire middle portion. You can also actually pull this piece off and replace that with larger magazines, so a bit more customization as well, which is really, really cool. Now beforehand, I built the black core so that I sort of know what I'm doing here, and there is kind of a tricky assembly towards the front of the core involving springs that might be hard to do on camera, but we're going to try it anyway. So, we have this little rod here, and we take this tiny, tiny spring. You get an extra one of these in case you lose it. And this is going to go on there like that. I think it goes this way. Yeah. Then we're going to take the large shell piece, and this is going to go right here. Hopefully we don't get the spring caught on anything. This is the little pin that's going to lock the barrier when it comes down. Next, let's set this down just for a second. We're going to take this piece and a slightly longer spring, which you don't get an extra of, and I feel like this one might be easier to lose. You might see why in a second here. But you gotta kind of put this in here like this, and then squeeze this spring into the gap. And that is actually more harmless than it was when I was building the other one off camera. So maybe we have some good luck with us right now, or maybe this could all go terribly wrong later. But let's hope for the best. Now, we gotta take this, and that goes in there. And then we have to take this, and that goes in there. And now all of the pieces are set, and we just have to sandwich all this together. I'm actually going to do this off camera so I can get everything lined up, and then I'll come back and snap it together. All right, so have them pretty much lined up, and you just have to squeeze all the pegs, make sure all the latches are secure, and then that'll lock in place. And then we press this button, and it comes down. I feel like the trigger on this is a little more delicate than on the Hasbro 01 DHB armors. This could just be the Sonokong release, I don't really know, but it seems a whole lot easier to hit that than it does. There's a whole lot less resistance, but oh well. Next, we take this and put it here. Like that, yeah, just to keep things together. And then we take this piece, and that goes there. All right, the hard part is finished, so that's good. Do we need one more kind of connector here? Where does this one go? I don't know, I think it might go on these pieces, so set that right there. Let's actually build that portion, I suppose. These come together, and yeah, this goes right here, like that. It's actually a little loose on there. Ooh, haha, hee hee, ho ho. That's not good. Let's put that back together. I'm glad I didn't break a peg or anything. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that's really loosely on there, unfortunately. Oh well. And then this, well, that's going to go right there. Now, I think what's kind of cool about this is you can actually attach this alone to a B-Daman. You can see this is kind of the top piece that goes on the head. And you can pull this off, plug that on to a B-Daman, any kind, I think these will go into, 01 or 02. And then put that on the head, and you can have kind of this style of barrel magazine, which means you can also put like the DHB troughs and magazines on there, the extended ones, the grips, all that, just on a standard B-Daman without armor, which is pretty cool. But this also attaches to the back here, and then there's a little peg. And that locks everything together there. Now this is a little further back, I think, than the 01 system armors. These guys don't have as much back support. This is all you really get because they actually use the normal feet. There's not a secondary portion back here, which I'm not sure how I feel about because it means they fall backwards a whole lot easier, unfortunately. Okay, so you get a couple of these rings as a bonus. You can just, of course, use the ones that come with 02 system B-Daman, but you get some extras in case, you break them or lose them or what have you. So that is pretty nice. And also they kind of match the rest of it a little bit better. So like with Cobalt Saberfire, who comes with blue circles, you can kind of have that match because there isn't really any other light blue on Cobalt Saberfire aside from the core, which is going to be replaced by this. Then, of course, we have the shield sight off camera here. So I believe I actually need to remove this piece to get that on. So that just slides on there, and this is pretty cool. I like this a lot. You have these little little caps that go over. It kind of reminds me of like a Zoid. Those go on like that, and that will secure the shield sight. And then if you want to replace the shield sight, or, you know, whatever, customize it with something else, change the colors, you can do just that. So those go on there, like so. Then we can reattach this piece. And you, of course, have the trigger, which actually slots into the shield sight itself. If you pull the shield sight out, this comes along with it. It's the only thing actually keeping that engaged, which is interesting. I guess that means the trigger is part of the shield sight as far as customization is concerned. I don't really know. But then, of course, we have the spring. That goes in there like that. And there you go. That is really it. There is the blue armor. Let's see if we can't pull the camera back just a little bit here. There's the blue armor. And here is the black armor with the green. That looks pretty nice as well. Again, this comes with the white circles, and if I can grab them here, the black core comes with some red ones. And then, of course, each of them also comes with an extra one of these tiny, tiny little springs. Finally, let's attach these to some B-Daman. Now, on the box, it's pictured that Cyclone has the standard green and black, and Fire has the blue and blue, but I think it's a whole lot better if you swap those. The colors complement each other a whole lot more, and it also matches the OG DHB armors. Like, look, even on the boxes, they complemented Cobalt Saber Fire with green, and Chrome Raven Cyclone with blue. Like, it just makes sense, you know? So, get those out of the way, bring the camera back just a little bit, and we got this guy. Of course, we need to prepare him first. So, we're going to rip his arms off, which attach very, very tightly. I mentioned this in the Let's Build for him, but like, jeez. I am yanking. I am yanking, and this just isn't coming off. There we go. The whole world shifted. Let's see if we can do it on this side as well. I was gonna do this off camera, but like, I want to get this documented, because this is a nightmare, dude. Ooh, his head is gonna fly off at this rate. Come on. Just a little bit more. You can do it. Oh no, his ear's down. Yep, that's about right. Okay, so we got a mess of parts. Let's reattach this piece. Hopefully we didn't break anything. Set the head off to the side. Set the arms off to the side. This can't attach to the DHB armor in any way. Feet come off as well. Core also goes off to the side. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? Now, we can start attaching these to this. Let's see if we can't bring the camera back even more here. So, head goes on just like this. And then we finally get to use the rings that either come with the core or come with Chrome Raven. They are the same color. And this, a little bit tricky to get on there. But there we go. Head goes on just like that. Let's secure the other side. And from here, things should be easy. So, legs go on just like that. And like I said, not a whole lot of back support, so these feet aren't really going to cut it. But we actually need to do something a little bit extra for the arms. I mentioned this as well in the Chrome Raven Cyclone Let's build. You have these extra little pieces here. And because these shoulders kind of go around this portion to lock in place, it needs some help. So these extra little silver pieces, which are tiny and losable, go into the slots, which is, I don't know, a little bit dumb. This one is deciding to be tricky with me. There we go. And then these can then go over like that, where they are not supported by anything, so this is just going to swing around, which completely makes this useless, unfortunately. Oh well, he still looks pretty cool, and again, I think he looks a whole lot better with the blue. Now, this isn't going to display very well. I don't know if there's any kind of extra stabilizer or support that they make available. It's possible. I don't know a whole lot about 02, but up on my shelf, I'm probably just going to take this piece off because I can do that, you know? And it actually kind of supports itself this way. So here is Chrome Raven Cyclone, and here is Cobalt Saber Fire. And again, I just think the green on this guy and the blue on this guy looks so much better than the stock alternative. Whew, it's been a long one, but until proper reviews for these guys, where I'll probably show them in the armors as well, this has been Rollout, signing off.